You may start, Steve.
Thank you, sir. So I'd like to call to order this March 2nd, 2023 meeting of the Norwalk Shellfish Commission. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to our new Commissioner Sachs. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jordan. And I'd like to issue a warm welcome back to Commissioner Johnson.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Awesome. And I also like to say congratulations again publicly and welcome to the new chairman of the Norwalk Harbor Management Commission. So this is his first time joining us in that capacity. So welcome, Chairman Kibbe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Stephen.
Has attendance been taken?
It has.
Okay, so for the commissioners who were on last month, approval of the minutes from February, please.
Approval, make a motion from John Paisley.
Thank you, John.
Second emotion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll record 2 abstentions. Public comment. I don't see any attendees. Anyone else see them?
No.
Okay, treasurer's report, Bill.
Sure. February 27th, we had $28,574.50. There was one expenditure for the, let's see, for 638, and that's for the shellfish maps. There was another expenditure out there that hasn't been recorded yet, but it probably will be for next month. That was for the shellfish permits. And that was for a total of $537. It's reflective right now, but it could be by next.
Great, thanks, Bill.
Well,
How about the enclosure? That wasn't billed out yet for the boat?
well, I don't know who to. The comptroller's office said it would be easier if they knew who it would go to, and so once we determine that, I can, effort that.
Chairman Kibbe, you had something maybe?
I know that Harbor Master's been trying to get that project going, but I don't think it's been delivered yet. So there's no invoices.
Yeah, not paying it till we get it, right?
No.
There is no secretary's report. The committee, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Committee
For the
reports,
month of
Department of Health.
February, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Last February it was 3.51. Historically, it's 2.93. And as a result of the load, we had no closures this month, and there were no bypasses either. So that's my report.
Always good news. No one from wastewater treatment. The Mayor's Water Quality Committee, Chairman Schneerlein, please, sir.
Hi, we just finished the meeting in which we started to go over the recommendations for from last year. And we have, it looks like it's going to be 20 recommendations that are going to be forwarded by April 1st to the Common Council, the mayor, local politicians, and I'll forward them to the Harbor Commission and Shellfish Commission, so you all have an idea what our recommendations are. And
Great.
that's about it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
The Police Marine Unit, Sergeant Bisegli, please, sir.
Hey tonight, guys. We have nothing to report. Everything's been pretty quiet. We got the new flags, so thank you very much for those.
Welcome, sir. Advisory, Pete, anything to say in your former capacity? Temperature? I know it's cold still.
We don't have the cold water as cold as it should be this time of year, but everything seems to be going okay. They closed some of the shellfishing upstate closed for a few months, I think, for regeneration
Okay,
up at the Essex, but that's about all.
so since it's March 2nd, we're probably only 30+ days away from a recreational relay, true?
Yes.
Right around the beginning of April?
Yeah, we're gonna do some they'll start dropping clams for us probably around April 1st. first week of April or so. They're gonna do north of the fishing pier, Crow Island Bar. What the heck is it?
Ram Bay,
Huh?
Ram Bay.
Yep. And I think that's all they do around here.
That's all, but it's hundreds of bushels, so it's amazing.
yeah. Well, they do like 400 bushel in some places. I think they did 400 bushel at the beach last year, twice. And then we did 400 or 500 at Ram Island. No, not in Ram Island. Where's Dylan's place? Oh, Shimmons. And Shimmons Little Bay there. And Crow did like 200 or 300 bushel. We've been out to Crow Island, and I'll tell you, they're setting nice there too.
That's
But it's
beautiful.
got a semi-hard bottom, so it's more fun to go clamming there.
Yeah, for sure. It's a wonderful
Hey,
thing.
just to, ju-
Go ahead, John.
just a quick question. What does the warmer water typically portend at this time of year, typically portend for the upcoming season?
Well, one thing is that the shellfish don't go dormant as quick. And so when they start spatting, they won't be as great as they normally are, because when they go dormant, they actually don't do anything. They lay there, and then when the season comes up to 70 degrees, they'll start spatting. Well, with it like this, it's just not, they're still working. The oysters are still working now. They're still pumping. So,
Yeah, just a-
Pete, if I can help you here, if it's warm, you may have the shellfish spawning, but the algae and the zooplankton that are necessary for them to feed on may not have arrived yet. So you may be out of sync with what those organisms are in line with, whether it's temperature or photo period with the sunlight. So it could have animals spawning and being deficient in nutrients. Does that help, Pete?
yes, then where if it does have something happens like that, your set is very minimal then.
Yes.
Where if we have a cold winter where it's like 10 degrees, 20 degrees out for a couple months, the water takes longer to warm up. So when they're ready to start spatting, you have your algae and everything else at the same time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Norwalk
So
Harbor.
based upon your prior knowledge of all this, do you feel we're at risk now, or what's your general sense?
No, not yet.
Okay, thank
Thanks, Pete. Norwalk Harbor Management Commission, Mr. Stedman, Chairman Kibbe, please, guys.
No. Did I defer to the chair?
No,
Probably
you
should.
go right ahead, Jeff.
Well, as I mentioned at the Water Quality Committee meeting on Monday, I testified, if that's the right word, at the public hearing of the legislature's Environment Committee. I didn't have to go to Hartford. I sat at the computer from 10 a.m. until they called me at 5:45, so 7 3/4 hours, and a couple of other people didn't testify until almost 11 o'clock at night. But not all. There were a whole bunch of bills. I forget how many, and they weren't. The testimony wasn't in any sort of order. And excuse me, I'm on the phone here, and I get all noise in the background. So, but the testimony that I gave had to do with the harbor management bill that was drafted by the Environment Committee, which we believe is a good bill. because it would clarify that all harbor commissions have authority to review applications for deep permits, and that deep must consider the recommendations of the harbor commission. And if deep takes an action different than what the commission recommends, deep has to show cause in writing why. So that's an important bill to clarify what's been the practice all along, but which was deviated from, if that's the right word, with the Walk Bridge project, where the DEP said they did not have to listen to the harbor or the harbor commission's comments were no different than the comments of the general public. So anyway, that was an interesting experience, and then we'll hope that the bill passes, and pretty much all of the harbor commissions along the 26 or 27 harbor commissions along the coast are all in support of this bill. So hopefully that will have some influence on the final vote. So that's one thing to report on. The other thing is that at the Norwalk River Watershed Initiative meeting, I don't know if that was last week, the time goes by so fast, that there was a guy from the Federal Natural Resources Conservation Service, which used to be the old Soil Conservation Service, which maps soils all over the country. But they also have a program that's ongoing for mapping or sampling or identifying near shore subaqueous soils in the coastal area. So they were working last year in eastern Connecticut. This coming year they're going to work in off of Fairfield County, and we talked with them about the project that the Shellfish Commission and the Harbor Commission are trying to advance for a pilot project for oyster propagation in the shallow area south of Veterans Park. So to the extent that we could get additional information on the subsurface conditions, that would be a benefit to planning that project. So we're going to ask, again, assuming it's all okay with you guys, that the Harbor Commission will make a formal request on behalf of the Harbor Commission and the Shellfish Commission to have soil, the bottom sediments sampled and tested south of Veterans Park. And the Bureau of Aquaculture will be supportive of that because they're supportive of that project that we're trying to design. So I guess that's basically my report. We don't know anything more about the status of Eversource, the Eversource plan, when they intend to submit the applications. We also were waiting to hear from the Corps of Engineers and the Coast Guard with respect to the approvals or the decisions having to do with the Walk Bridge project. But that would be my report for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. If I could add, the commission asked us to comment about 27 Coveley on the Norwalk Westport line.
Yes.
If I could share my screen.
Go ahead, Steve, at your desire.
Yeah, I'm gonna try here. We've had problems with these files quite a bit. Just a second, guys. Maybe I have it now. I think I do. Okay, is that visible?
It is.
Great. So Jeff or Alan, I don't know if you guys have recorded what the formal finding was of the commission, of the Harbor Commission.
The commission had no objection to the project pending any comments from the Shellfish Commission, and also requiring the applicant to show the extended littoral property lines. It doesn't seem to be an issue with, proximity to the neighbors' properties, but just as a matter of process to show those extended lines. But we're also awaiting any comments from the Shellfish Commission.
So if
It
everyone
doesn't seem to be an objectionable project.
does not, If you see the proposed boat cradle here, I can show what I think is the as-built. This is what it looks like now. This is the proposed, again, as-built, proposed. So a boat cradle situation, keeping a boat off of the benthic environment is certainly a very positive thing with respect to the natural bed. Any comments from the commission in this regard?
Yeah,
So
from our jurisdictional perspective, it seems perfectly fine.
I agree with you, John.
The only thing, how does that thing operate? It looks like it's got 4 pilings.
Correct. So pilings and a lift.
So the pilings would lift the boat.
Well, the crane or cabling system, the cradle would lift the boat, yeah.
Okay. Just wonder because they don't show it in detail.
Yeah, so I guess we will not express any objection, gentlemen.
Not that area.
Could I make a statement or
course.
comment, Steve?
Please, Jeff.
Jeff? The applicant's agent pointed out that when we asked if the Shellfish Commission had provided any comments, he pointed out correctly that there's no requirement for the applicant to provide these applications for a certificate of permission to the Shellfish Commission.
Correct.
So maybe, I know it's always been the policy, but maybe we should formalize some sort of procedure for review, but whereby the Harbor Commission, when they get certificate of permission applications, would forward them to the Shellfish Commission. Might be
Or
a good idea
perhaps-
to.
Or perhaps CAM applications too, Jeff?
Yes. So maybe we should try to draft up a statement of the procedure for application review for the Harbor Management Commission and how that would interact with your review. And maybe we both commissions could sort of endorse that or adopt those procedures as a matter of policy.
I think that's great. I think part of that formalization should be site inspections.
Yes, that's it. Formalizing the application review policy, having to do with both CAM applications and formalize the application review procedures, having to do with both CAM applications and applications to DEEP.
Yeah,
We could draft that up and maybe for review at your next meeting. Review by the Harbor Commission at its next meeting, maybe, and then by the Shellfish Commission. That's my thought.
it sounds great. We've always worked well together, at least during my years. And this, I think, would make things even better.
Hey, Steve, now that they're adding this, if that dock doesn't have standoffs from the bottom of the float,
Yeah,
that would
yeah, the
probably be
cradle-
put in.
the cradle will.
The cradle will, but the float isn't. Is the float gonna? You got a 7x14 float next to the cradle.
I think that's already there.
Yeah, but does it have dock stops on it now?
Well,
I mean,
that-
stops?
yeah, I mean, that would be an item for site inspection, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you don't know how long it was put in. It was put in quite a few years ago. It wouldn't have any, because if they're doing that for the boat, they might as well do that for the float too.
okay. So can we agree that we'll forward this without objection, just with the question that the 7x14 float, does it have dock stops? It may be in the text. I just haven't read it fully.
Okay, I
Okay.
agree. I make a motion, I guess.
Yeah, it's not inappropriate.
Make a motion to do not object to it, but to take a look at it to see if it does have stops on it.
It's great. Do I
And
have,
then suggest it.
do I have a second?
Motion?
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, that carries. There is no old business. Does anyone have any new business?
Not here.
Thank you so much. Our next meeting will already be April, which is hard to believe. I will entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn?
All right,
Second.
second.
Thank you, Pete. All in favor?
Aye.
And we'll see you all next month. Thank you. Eat Norwalk
Welcome,
Shellfish.
Mr. Sachs.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back,
Thank
Pete.
you. Glad to be here.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Night.